It's Tuesday, January 8th, 4:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the mighty JerDog with the 420 Report. That'll be enough to get absolutely nobody to watch this video on the replay whatsoever. Yesterday, I had sound problems. I kept putting my thumb over the microphone on the camera. I hope that I don't have sound problems today. I've got the brand new 420 Report microphone rocking, sportscaster style. While the audience, hey, Kathy's here, Jody's here, Nicole, Colby, Value Ed, all the way from we got some Michigan people joining in. Good to see you. That's good because this Friday night I head to Michigan, Sheboygan, all the way up there, almost the UP. You cross that bridge and go over in the UP. It's like you drove so far north, you wound up in the south. But this, I won't be quite going to the UP, just Sheboygan this Friday, January 11th at the Spare Time Lanes and Lounge. And there's still some tickets left available for that. But this Saturday, January 12th, Alpena, Michigan at Joe's Bar. And that one is definitely sold out. But for you watching right now, since you are one of my very good friends, one of my best friends in the whole entire world, if you will just hit me up on a direct message or leave a comment, and if you really want to go to that show in Alpena on Saturday, I'm sure I can squeeze you in. I can pull some strings. I know the star of the goddamn show. You know, I'm friends with him, so I'm sure I can get you in this Saturday, Alpena, January 12th. All right, hey Bonnie, what's up? Thank you guys, by the way, everybody up there in the Pondy Restaurant Bar on Lake Zumbro, the historic Pondy Restaurant Bar. Well, what a great time that was last Friday. Brittany, Josh Dietrich checking in. I'm heading to Bruce, South Dakota, dude. I can't wait for that, March 27th. I'll be talking more about that. And wherever you're watching from right now, just leave that in the comments below, and I will let you know when I'll be coming to your neck of the woods very soon, because I'm going nationwide, baby. Just got back from a hot date day with Mrs. JerDog. We went out for some coffee, paid some bills, hit the bank. That's the domestic date day. That's how you know you've been married a long time. When you can sneak away from the kids while they're in school, and what counts as a romantic date is hitting up a coffee shop after going to the bank and then City Hall and paying your utility bills. Nicole says, I'm not allowed in Alpena. Why is that? I want to hear this story. Holy shit, that sounds way better than anything that I got to talk. I want to hear the story why Nicole is banned from Alpena. I don't know if you can leave that in the comments and let me comment back on it. It sounds like a fun story. I don't know if you'll be too incriminating, if you're going to give up any evidence that might be held against you later on in a court of law. I'm kidding about this all the way. This is all just comedy, by the way. Anything that I say on these live videos, it's bullshit, it's comedy. Sometimes I'm speaking directly from the heart and just trying to be honest with you and giving you an insider's look at what it's like to be a traveling troubadour, traveling the country, entertaining alcoholics at nightclubs, taverns, neighborhood bars, what it's like to be transitioning from the domesticated lifestyle to the party animal lifestyle on the weekends. That it's like comedy of incongruencies. You know, when you go from having to be the domesticated stay-at-home dad during the week, going on coffee dates with your hot wife and paying bills, to going out and just going crazy with people till 4 o'clock in the morning, doing shots, and who knows what else, all the debauchery that takes place when JerDog rolls into town with his chaotic comedy roadshow. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Hey, Randy and Steve and Ashton Dillon, you know what I'm talking about, dude. You work in bar. You run a bar. Ashton Dillon checking in from the Junkyard Bar in Barnum, Iowa. They got a lot of fun stuff happening up there, man. Tuesday night open mic jam. That's tonight, I believe, open jam session. You got to check that out for any of my Central Iowa fans or friends that are watching right now. Head on out to Barnum. That's just on the west side of Fort Dodge. Real cool place. Junkyard themed. License plates all over it. Ashton, remind me, I got a cool license plate actually to send you. It's a vintage JerDog personalized license plate. And I'll send that to you, dude, to put up there on your wall. And What's that called? Immortalize. What's that called? Immortalize? Immortalize me? Memorialize. I would say memorialize, but that sounds like I died. And I'll be going back to the junkyard February 9th, Saturday, February 9th. Wherever you're watching from right now, just comment that below, and I'll let you know when I'll be performing in your area again soon. Hey, Steve and Randy, Dan, Dave Johnson, Mr. Southeast Iowa himself. Good to see you guys. I was talking about the date day that I had with Mrs. JerDog, and then I got sidetracked. I want to hear Nicole's story about why she's not allowed in Alpena. Where is it that I'm not? There's a town that I'm not allowed in anymore. Oh, Charleston, Indiana. But really, who wants to go back there anyway? I mean, that's like, if you really want to, I say that the UP of Michigan is like driving so far north, you wind up in the South. If you really want to experience the Deep South experience, you don't have to go any farther than Charlestown, Indiana. It's like full on redneck there. You know, they know how to party. So it was a lot of fun that night. It's where I got my DUI back in 2007. And, we partied pretty hard, but it's like I said, they were a lot of fun. I'm not judging anybody. I thought maybe I might move here, but then it's like I'd have to knock out a couple of my teeth just to fit in. Charlestown, Indiana, that's where I'm banned from. It's fun to be banned from a town. You know, like I live in Ames, Iowa. Supposedly this is where Ozzy Osbourne is banned from. This and San Antonio. He peed on the Alamo in San Antonio. So that's why he's banned from San Antonio. Supposedly, rock and roll legends. You know, don't take it. It's not like I'm fucking Wikipedia up in here giving you the straight facts. This is just the shit that I've heard, right? Isn't Ozzy Osbourne's like banned from San Antonio? But I think he's also banned from my hometown, Ames, Iowa, because this is the place where he bit the head off the bat, which was a fake bat, by the way. At least that's the rock and roll legend. You know, so that was one of my markers in show business when I would make it. I've got a few markers in show business when, like a few goals. A lot of comedians their goal is to like be on the Tonight Show or Late Night Show or HBO or have a Comedy Central special, something along those lines. I have completely different dreams and goals and markers of success for myself. So one of them would be definitely being banned from some town or some state somewhere. Not just getting kicked off of radio shows or fired from local morning radio shows, but actually being banned from the fucking town or the state. So being banned from Charlestown, Indiana, that's definitely on there. Okay, so cross that one off the bucket list. The other one that I have on the bucket list that I know that I will be a success in show business is if I see one of my souvenir JerDog t-shirts on a thrift store rack somewhere just randomly. I love to go thrifting. Imagine that. That's another date day that Mrs. JerDog and I do. We'll just spend hours upon hours going through the thrift store. Not only will I usually walk away with some pretty cool t-shirts, but I'll also walk away with like some weird vintage items that you can't find anywhere else, like old school board games and old, like weird, like 8-tracks. I've got a Steve Martin 8-track that I found at a thrift store one time, and that's up on my prized possessions shelf for just a little bit of added motivation during the day when I'm working on my comedy shit and I get tired of it. And then I look up, I'm like, well, I still don't have my own 8-track out. So that would be another marker of a success if I ever got big enough that I could actually publish my own LP. An album. Those are on their way back. People are vinyl collectors. I'd like to have a JerDog vinyl album, but I would like to see my t-shirt just randomly hanging up in a thrift store somewhere, anywhere. If I just stopped in randomly, let's say I'm in the middle of Michigan, like I'll be going this weekend, Friday, January 11th at Spare Time Lanes and Recreation up in Sheboygan, Michigan, and then Saturday, January 12th in Alpena, where Nicola's band from. So she did leave it. It's got something to do with Jaeger bombs and a random pygmy goat, but it's not a long story. Yeah, it's always a long story, and usually Jaeger bombs are involved. Jaeger bombs are definitely involved as far as me getting banned from Charlestown, Indiana. Jaeger bombs are definitely involved that night. And here's what's weird about that. That's also the place where I got a DUI back in 2007. And which was bullshit. It was a pain in the ass. I wasn't even really drunk. I mean, I had been drinking, that's for sure. But when I got pulled over and had to do the field sobriety test, I passed those with flying fucking colors. And then the cop was like, oh, but you still got to blow into this thing, right? Hands me the breathalyzer. I blow a .04. .04! And I know what the billboard says. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. But the fucking law is .08. which first of all is like nothing anyway for a guy like me, a stand-up comedian, a bar comic doing bars and clubs all over the country for the last 15 fucking years. 0.08, someone like me, 6 foot, 185 pounds, is going to be completely different than, like, you know, say a 22-year-old girl, you know, 5'2", 100 pounds that hasn't done comedy her whole fucking life. It's totally different. What's 0.08 to a guy? Like 0.08 is like 2 beers. You think it takes 2 beers to get my ass drunk? It takes 2 beers to get my ass out of bed in the morning. That's a joke, by the way. I'm not that much of an alcoholic. But I wasn't even, so I blow the 0.04. They go, you got to blow into the breathalyzer. I blow a 0.04. 0.04. They go, oh, this is obviously broken. And he starts like banging the side of it. Here, try again. We wait a couple minutes. 0.06. 0.06! So I still pass with flying colors. That's not 0.08. That's, you let that motherfucker go. You know, the only reason I got pulled over anyway was for going like a couple miles over the speed limit. It's not like I was like, yeah, put your seatbelts on, fuckers. I'm going to try something I seen on Dukes of Hazzard. It wasn't like nothing like that. Just like, let me go, man. I'm not causing any trouble. But they're like, oh, no, you're obviously I can smell it on you. You need to come down to the station. So I go down to the station. They give me this like thing to blow into that's hooked up to a computer. I blow into that. And they go, okay, now we got to wait 10 minutes and it'll give us a print off. And then that'll tell us what your blood alcohol level really is. So like I'm sitting there, 10 minutes goes by. And the computer, it's like one of these old, like Commodore 64 fucking green screen with the dot matrix letter, you know, the dot matrix text, the black screen with the green text. You know, it looks like this, like the font from your digital clock. That's the type of computer. That's the technology that the fucking Charlestown, Indiana cops had at their disposal. So I blow into the computer tube. It prints off the thing like this old dot matrix computer printer with the perforated edges that you, with the little dots on, you know, the holes that feeds it through. And it comes out 0.10. And they're like, yeah, see, we knew it. You're way over the limit. 0.1. I'm like, I guarantee you that fucking machine is programmed to spit out 0.10 on a printer every single time. That's shit that I learned how to do in computer class in junior high, was to program a computer to spit out the same fucking answer no matter what question that it was asked. Anyway, I went off on a rant. That's why I'm banned from Charlestown, Indiana. It wasn't just... You know, it was part of the agreement that let me off the hook, where I didn't lose my driver's license and it wasn't going to affect my insurance, and they knocked the driving while intoxicated down to a public intoxication, so that way I can still travel the country performing in nightclubs and bars. But then, like, yeah, but you can't come back to this town ever again. Nicole, I got an impaired driving way back after blowing a 22, after, I don't know, blowing a .22 or blowing a 22. Impaired. Yeah, you know, it's like that's what it should be. It should be like, are you actually impaired? Who cares what the number is? It's just a number. Are you actually impaired? Did everybody just get kicked off? No, you're there. All right, very cool. Holy shit, the screen just went really weird on me right now, and I thought maybe my ranting and raving just got me kicked off Facebook. Wouldn't it be the first fucking time? Let's see, we got some more comments up here. Put down the microphone. I don't even really need the microphone. This is just a prop, by the way. Oh, Dave Johnson with the Ozzy Osbourne story. I thought this happened here in Ames. I thought it happened at the Stevens Memorial Auditorium or somewhere up here. Ozzy was only banned for 5 years. He was supposed to have a fake bat to bite his head off, but someone in the crowd threw a real one on stage. He had to get rabies shot. PETA protested his shows for over 20 years. He gave him $100,000 to stop him and they doubled the protest. See, I think that's awesome, man. I'll give someone, if I had that kind of money at my fucking disposal, I would pay somebody to protest me. You can't buy that kind of publicity, really. What kind of crazy shit should I do at a fucking show where I can get some protesters coming out? In this day and age, probably not much. Just say something a little politically incorrect and then get to the right people's attention, and they'll start some hashtag campaign against you. And then the next thing you know, you got protesters at your show, and then that amounts to PR. That amounts to free advertising. That amounts to newspapers coming out and covering the story. Why the mighty JerDog, the world's greatest bar comic, is banned from Charlestown, Indiana. Find out on the 5 o'clock news tonight. Hang tight with me, folks. I'm trying to scroll down here so I can see the rest of these comments. Brooks, just because you... Nicole, I literally could not see 0.08 versus 0.22. That is heavy. That is a heavy night of drinking. But that's a girl after my own heart. I remember hanging out with you and Jay and everybody else up there in the deep woods of Michigan. There's nothing else to do up in them parts other than to hit it hard with the drinking sometimes, you know? You're so goddamn bored up there. I get it, girl. They shouldn't, and in Michigan, of all fucking places, should be giving you the pass on the drunk driving. You know, especially in them parts. Who the hell are you gonna fucking hit? There's not even a populated area. In any case, I will be heading to Michigan this Friday night, January 11th. Sheboygan, baby. I've been up there before. I'm sure I'll go back there again. I love doing shows in Michigan. It's my home away from home. I really fit in well with the culture there. And I'm excited to bring the JerDog Comedy Roadshow, the Spare Time Lanes and Recreation this Friday night, January 11th. Still tickets available for that, and I'll put the information in the video description above. This Saturday night, Joe's Bar, Alpena, Michigan. Nicole, if you want to come, we'll sneak you into town. You know, head on over. Joe's Bar, Alpena, Michigan. It's sold out, but I will get you in. Like I said, I know the star of the goddamn show, so I can pull some strings. Next Friday night, January 18th, Hinesboro, Illinois. I'll be at Teresa's too. That one's sold out already. Next Saturday night, January 19th, Morganfield, Kentucky, teaming up with my co-star Daryl Moon. And then we're also bringing along the world's sexiest time-traveling game show host. I can't believe I have to say that every single time. Bink Winkleton for the Screwlywed game. At the end of the month, I go to Wisconsin. I got shows here in my neck of the woods, Central Iowa, Grinnell, Newton, Barnum. I go to Alamogordo, New Mexico, heading down to Texas and New Mexico the first weekend of February. I'll put my full schedule up there in the description as soon as I wrap up here. That's it, man. Thanks for joining in today. Wherever you're watching from, leave that in a comment below. I'll reply back when I'll be doing a show in your area again soon. And I'll be back tomorrow, 4:20 p.m. or as close as possible with Hump Day Happy Hour, 420 Report, Dog Bless America. Adios, motherfucker.